I've chosen to do my video presentation on my argumentative essay, which was on whether or not Bigger Thomas was innocent or guilty in all the actions he partaked in throughout the movie and book, especially the murder of his boss's daughter, Mary Dalton. So at first, I sided against Bigger. It was very obvious to side against him because of everything he had done, and especially like the tone, like how he was coming off to everybody, friends and family. He was disrespectful. I felt like he was acting like someone he wasn't when he was trying to rob the store. Getting in with that bad crowd, except for his friend, which he was walking to the bar with. Felt like he was being a fake gangster. He was unloving. Like he was really being really disrespectful to his mother. And I felt like he was disloyal to his friend. Like he changed up on him as soon as he found out like his friend isn't that weak-minded. Like he's not gonna be able to talk him off his path. Like cuz was focused. His friend was focused, but so was he. But it felt like Bigger was put through many different obstacles and definitely in a different circumstance than his friend. But these were just some of the points that I created going against him. But after I watched it a second time, I had to watch it a second time because I wanted to see what somebody siding for him would see. Like, why is he innocent? How could he be innocent? Like, you took somebody's life. If you take somebody's life, you deserve to go to jail. But after watching it a second time, I realized that, yeah, there is a possibility that he can be innocent. Not innocent in the action that he partaked in, but innocent within everything he was going through. And mentally and physically, all the oppression that he was going through. Being put in big boy shoes, so to say, at 19 years old. Most 19, 18 years old, I'm 18. But most 19-year-olds are here on this campus, freshmen. And their families are taking care of them, you know? Their mothers are paying their way through college. Some of them, didn't have a father, but they're here. And that's most people in college. Virginia Union University, VCU, BSU, anywhere. So I felt like that was a big problem that he was going through. Just like that burden on his back of taking care of his family. So think about that at first. And then three of the key points that I made for him were him trying not to conform to society in whole, a white man's society. Not society, but a white man's society, especially back then. Still a white man's society, but back then it was really a white man's society. And the Great Depression just took place. So you're a black man and the Great Depression? In the Great Depression? Like, come on, financial stability definitely wasn't there. Wasn't there before it, wasn't there after it, and it damn sure was not there during it. So him trying not to conform, the only thing that he knows is not conforming to a white man. I think his father lost his life to a white man. I'm not sure, but if that was true, I could only see him having hatred in his heart for white people. Protector and provider of his family, the father and the brother, the money provider. Another key point was him trying to keep a firm grip on his manhood. He didn't want anybody to belittle him, man or woman, black or white. No one's gonna make him feel lesser than a man. Everything that he has to go through, nah, he's not rocking. And him trying to maneuver throughout the movie and book without a holy presence, without a father figure, and he doesn't believe in God. Why would he? Everything that he's going through, his atmosphere, where he's living, roach, rat, rodent infested places, eating toast, like, come on. That's another thing that I realized. The first time I watched it, I felt like he was greedy. He grabbed 2 pieces of toast. And then I watched it the second time, he swung the toast to his little brother, the provider, the protector, going without to protect his family. But those are my key points: nonconformity, manhood, and unholy presence. I felt like he was defeated the moment he woke up. When he woke up, he opened his eyes. He didn't move. He was like frozen. I was like, yo, what's the matter with him? Like, is he dead? Turns out, from my observation at least, he did think he was dead and he was at peace with it. Finally, I'm out of the ringer. I'm out of the fire. I'm out of this unholy place. I'm done being tormented. I'm done having to protect and provide for my family. Not saying that he was happy in that sense, but he was happy that the pain was over. But when he realized where he was back in that hellhole, back in that one bedroom apartment. He started squirming and breathing all hard. I was like, yo, he had a nightmare. He was running. He was on the run. Whether it was for the cops, dogs, the white man, anything. He was on the run. Or he was trying to do something to provide for his family. So he's breathing all hard. He's scared. He's squirming in his bed. And then the clock goes off. The clocks itself are a symbol of life. The dials, and it always comes back around, things like that. But the clock symbolized the end of his life, or like a message to him that his life was in danger. At the very beginning of the movie, foreshadowing used by the author. I didn't really realize that until the end when he got the death penalty, but still. The clock was a big symbol. So was the rat. The rat can be viewed two different ways. It can be viewed as the oppressor, being in a black family's house, infesting it, making babies, chewing through boxes, stinking up the place, anything like that. Just it can symbolize mass incarceration. It can be the oppressor. When he got in Bigger's pants, it probably started biting them and stuff. Or it can be viewed as the oppressee, or the person being oppressed. Can represent Bigger and the black community in a whole being oppressed by society or the white man. The moment the rat is born, black men, black women, period, we're on the run. We're ducking and dodging, being killed in today's atmosphere. We're ducking and dodging being killed by the police, the very people that are supposed to protect us. But yeah, rats they're on the run. If they encounter a human, what's the human gonna do? Try to step on it, try to kill it, run, scared of it. That's how most people view black people. So you can view the rat in two different instances, and that was one symbol. After Bigger kills the rat, he drops it in the trash. Same thing he kind of did to Mary Dalton. I didn't really go deep into that, but I just realized that that's kind of the same thing that happened with her. So he goes back in with the breakfast, and he misses. He just missed the prayer his mother gave. He tried to get into it, but he missed it. He didn't have a time to consult with God or anything like that. Even though he doesn't believe in God. He doesn't believe in holy presence. He knows he has a father, but as soon as his mother brought up his father, he was mad. He was trying to get up out of there. He doesn't believe in anybody above him, so to say. Like anybody that's going to help him out, anybody that can give him some knowledge, because he gives himself the knowledge. He provides and he protects. That's him. He doesn't believe anybody is over top of him. Anybody is able to protect and provide for him, because that is him. That is who he is. That's what he does. He provides the money. He provides the safety, etc. So I felt like he wasn't able to talk to God and find out what that clock was about. Was his life in danger? Was he gonna make it through the day? Anything like that? When he was walking, wherever he was going, I guess he was going to the bar. He saw that poster being put up by the little black boys, and it was who was it? David Buckley, who foreshadowing the person who prosecuted him and got him the death penalty, defeated at the very beginning. Like, this was all foreshadowing. The clock symbol, David Buckley, foreshadowing, like, gave him the death penalty. But to carry on, then he sees his friend. I forget what his friend's name is, but they seem like they're tight, like almost brothers, just talking. They gave me another scenery check when they acted like Roosevelt was calling like a major and was like, yeah, we're I want to say like Germany. He was like, we're fighting the Germans or something like that. And the major was like, well, we got a country full of black people or something like that. He was like, what? I'm on my way right now, symbolizing the fact that the black man is more dangerous than the actual threat, the terrorists or the people we're at war with, because we're actually at war with the black people, trying to keep them down under and oppressed. But so they keep walking, they make it to the bar, and out of nowhere, well, actually, I think a car drives by, it gets a bigger all wet and stuff. And he was mad. He was like, man, they're always doing this to us. And his friend was like, what are you talking about? He was like, man, you just don't get it. Because his friend, I feel like his friend has it bad, but he doesn't have it as worse as Bigger. He's not in the same predicament as Bigger, so he doesn't really understand where Bigger is coming from. He was like, man, sometimes I just wish that something would happen to me. That kind of scared me too. Like, what you mean you want something to happen to you? He didn't even say something good. He was like, anything at all. His friend was like, what do you want to happen to you? He was like, anything. I don't care. Another foreshadow. He doesn't care if he loses his life. He was at peace when he thought he was dead. It's crazy. I already knew he was conflicted mentally. He was defeated mentally. He was just staying in it for his family. Deeper thought. That's why you can't go against him. That's why he was innocent. Because he's doing all this for his family while being burdened mentally and physically, strained, tired. He's tired of being out. He's tired of doing all that. Imagine if he didn't have to go through that. I'm pretty sure he'd be a basketball player. Cuz is like 6'4". He's very tall. Everybody he stood next to, he was taller than. He was smooth with his girlfriend. He ran into his girlfriend smooth with her. These are just things that he probably would be able to do if it wasn't that time, that era, or he didn't have all these restrictions on his life, having to be the protector and provider. But they make it into the bar, and then out of nowhere he brings up, man, I'm trying to rob the bank or rob the store. He was like, man, why you bringing it up now? We talked about that a month ago. That was like, I guess the real gangster, the person who really doesn't care about his life. He's another actor. He's big, but the two people that were already in the bar, they were like, I'm down. They're weak-minded. I mean, I can't even really say weak-minded. They just want it easy. His friend was like, yo, I'm just because y'all want to do that don't mean I'm going to do it. Not weak-minded. And Bigger going to try to tell him he's sweet. He a punk. He not a punk because he weak-minded, but that's how defeated Bigger is. He's willing to do anything. And since he loves his friend so much, he's like, yo, if you don't do it, how am I supposed to do it? I got trust in you. You got trust in me. Let's do this. I can't do it without you. So they're supposed to meet back up at 5, but Bigger's in the movie theater with the real gangster, like the person who doesn't care about his life at all. So they're talking, and his friend was like, yo, it's 5 o'clock, let's go. So his friend gets up. Bigger sits there for like a minute, and he thinks about it. He knows what he has to do, but he doesn't care. So he gets up, and he was like, yo, I'm ready. It's time to go. He told his friend not to be late at all, but his friend was probably thinking about it. But he was like, yo, I'm not going to leave Bigger out there like that. That's my brother. I'm going to go. So he shows up late. Bigger starts tweaking. He was like, nah, we can't do it. I didn't really give that deep thought either. But I know that he was willing to do whatever. As soon as he got up from the movie theaters, he wasn't stressing about it at all. He was ready. He was ready to do it. He was thinking about it in the movie theater. So on. Those are just like some things that I peeped throughout the movie. And another reason why he doesn't believe in God is because the burning cross is a symbol of the Ku Klux Klan. He later saw that in a scene when he was locked up. He looks out the window and he sees the burning cross, and his mom gave him like a Jesus piece, a cross. He gave him to him. He ripped that joint off his chest and threw it. He's like almost the what do you call it, the unholy, like he has an unholy presence inside himself because he doesn't believe in it. He neglects it. He doesn't trust in it. But why should he? If it's a symbol to a terrorist group, the Ku Klux Klan, that is built on the destruction of black people, the killing, the mass killings of black people, why would he believe in the Lord? He shouldn't. He's scared. Another reason why he is innocent. So that is some of my stance on his innocence.